James had always considered himself a man of calm and restraint. He adored Dakota, the woman he had promised to love and protect, and together they had built a life full of shared dreams and quiet victories over life's obstacles. On the surface, their marriage appeared flawless, but beneath the veneer of happiness, tension was quietly simmering. James first noticed a shift in Dakota's behavior when she began spending more time away from home. Her explanations grew increasingly elaborate, and something about her tone never quite rang true. He wanted to trust her, yet a persistent unease gnawed at him. One evening while she was supposedly out with friends, James discovered the truth. A trail of messages on her phone confirmed his deepest fears. Dakota was unfaithful. Anger surged through him, but he resisted confronting her immediately. Instead, he began crafting a plan, one that would make her betrayal impossible to ignore or escape. If Dakota believed she could deceive him and continue with her life unscathed, she was gravely mistaken. James resolved that her reckoning would be unforgettable, a punishment that would leave her reeling. Over the next several months, James played his part perfectly. He lavished Dakota with affection, acting the devoted husband, even planning an extravagant trip to celebrate their upcoming anniversary. Dakota, unaware of the storm brewing beneath the surface, felt in complete control. When the day of their getaway arrived, they boarded a private jet James had arranged. Dakota was elated, believing he had gone above and beyond to make their anniversary special. She relaxed, sipping champagne, blissfully unaware of the trap set for her. Mid-flight, James leaned in with a serene smile. "I have a little surprise for you," he said, handing her a neatly wrapped box. Dakota eagerly tore it open, expecting something romantic. Instead, she found a stack of documents. Confusion quickly gave way to horror as she scanned the pages. Divorce papers, fully signed, her assets transferred entirely to James. Her world was slipping from her hands, and it had been orchestrated meticulously from the start. James didn't stop there. He leaned closer, his voice low and chilling. "By the time we land, everyone you know will be aware of your affair. Family, friends, colleagues. I've sent them all a little gift just like this." Panic struck Dakota as she realized the extent of his revenge. Her affair, once secret, would be broadcast to everyone she cared about. Her social standing, her carefully curated life, would be destroyed beyond repair. When the plane touched down on a remote, isolated island, James gathered his luggage and gave her one final, cold glance. "Enjoy your stay," he said, walking away, leaving her alone on the jet. Another plane waited for him, ready to return him to a life free of her deception. Dakota, now stranded with no money, no allies, and a ruined reputation, faced the full consequences of her choices. What had begun as a luxurious vacation turned into a nightmare, the ultimate lesson in betrayal and retribution. In the aftermath, James moved forward, liberated from the woman who had betrayed him. He embraced a future unburdened by lies, confident that Dakota would never forget the price of her treachery. Meanwhile, Dakota's days became a cautionary tale of regret, haunted by the moment she chose to betray the man who had loved her unwaveringly. James, on the other hand, found solace not only in surviving the pain but in emerging stronger, proving that justice, in its most precise form, had been served.